I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring. And when it happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Welcome everybody to the Community Soldier podcast. We're located in Jackson, Michigan. We are a new podcast here to bring you local news, local politics, here to talk local issues. And today, I got a lot of things that I want to talk about. But for one, I really want to talk to you guys about the economy. I want to know, what are you feeling? What are your thoughts, or what are you feeling in your pockets? Are you feeling like things are trending in the right direction? Talk to me. What industries do you guys work in? Are you finding that the sales are booming? Are you finding that you're struggling to get those sales? See, me, I'm a local entrepreneur. I run a nonprofit called Jackson Strength Network, as well as we teach economic development and empowerment with our program called Hustle for a Living. I recently opened up a business downtown Jackson, Michigan. We're inside the pop-up Roundup Flea Market right on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. So it's an honor today to start this podcast with the Dr. Dream speech, the famous speech on Martin Luther King Jr., the day that we observe his holiday and his remembrance of his honor and his legacy, right? And to have a business on his street, it's a big thing for me. But I want to know today, how are our local entrepreneurs doing? How are our local businesses doing? Are we feeling strain of the economy, or is it getting better for us? Those are the things that I want to know. So leave comments, talk to us. If you'd like to join the show, send us a message, right? And we can bring you on the show. You can talk to us. We can have a conversation, and we can see what's going on. But first up, I want to talk about just some of the things that are going on, right? So I've been seeing a lot of things about our local truck drivers. Our local truck drivers are struggling, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, why they're struggling, right? So let's take a look at a couple videos and let's see what they're talking about.
Right now, it's really bad.
Are you an owner up?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the worst thing right now?
The money. The money's not there. I mean, the money. If you're not making money, you're not motivated to work. You know, because I'm away from my family. You know, I leave. 7 days.
Okay. You got a wife and kids?
Wife and 2 kids.
So what's the plan? What's next? Are we just gonna wait for better rates, or?
And they've been saying this for the past 2 years, and it's just getting worse. Fuel, the cost of maintenance is going up.
And you hold a tanker, so you have your endorsements, you have the experience.
I have the hazmat endorsement. I got all the experience, and we're supposed to be like on the top of the food chain because we haul hazmat stuff, but they don't appreciate us anymore. I don't know if it's the broker issue, if it's the too many competition. I'm not sure, but I think brokers have a lot to do with it.
Gotcha.
Because from my understanding is that when they book a load, it goes through 5 other brokers before it gets to us. So everybody wants to get a cut.
Right.
And by the time it gets to us, which we're the one who's doing the job, we got nothing.
The amount of truck.
I started off with the truckers because from my understanding of business, right? If you want to understand how well the economy is going, just take a look at our truck drivers. Just take a look at our truck drivers because they're the ones moving the supply across the country, right? They're the ones moving all of our products. They're handling all the logistics, right? I had a conversation with a local truck driver yesterday, and a couple other truck drivers this week that delivered inventory to us. A couple trucks showed up to our site empty, completely empty, outside of just the little things that we had ordered. And we only had like a few pallets, like 9 pallet spaces. So more than half the truck was empty. So I asked them, I said, what's going on? You guys busy? And they all are saying the same thing. Right now, they're struggling to find decent loads. They're struggling to find consistent routes right now. So I started to ask myself, what is the problem? I thought things were going better. I thought things were trending in the right direction, right? So as I started talking to more and more of them, they started saying that they're not getting as much work because of the tariffs. So I look at that and see that the truck drivers are struggling, right? And it's not just me. It's a lot of them, right? Let's listen to another
trucking
story
industry.
real quick.
Let's talk about it.
Another worst week for the trucking industry. I'm actually sitting in Seattle, Washington right now without a load. I don't have no load right now. I dropped my load 8 o'clock in the morning and it's already 1 o'clock that I'm sitting here waiting for the load. A lot of people been asking me, does it gonna get fixed? Is it gonna get better? I have no fucking clue what is gonna happen because day by day it's getting worse and worse. I have no clue. I haven't seen trucking industry like this in the past 10 years. This is the worst year for the trucking industry. Worst year. And when I came to the truck stop, I reserved a shower. There were 23 people in front of me in the line. 23 people. It's been 4 hours I'm waiting for the shower. And they still 3 people ahead of me. Still. So you can imagine that how many people are sitting at this truck stop without a load. All the truck drivers, we have nothing else to do besides taking shower all day.
Yeah, so the trucking industry's been getting pretty disrupted right now because of one main thing that's happening to our economy and what President Trump has enacted, and that is tariffs. Tariffs have had a huge, major effect on the trucking industry. And
I mean, we said it would, but this is the thing, right? I really brought this really to say, is truck driving a new move for 2026? Because I know a lot of brothers that come home, especially brothers that are formerly incarcerated, people that want to change their life. One of the first things that we do that we've been finding success in is going and getting our CDLs because the barrier to entry into truck driving is very low. So we were able to go get our CDLs and use the truck driving industry to clean up our lives, man. There've been a lot of stories with guys that have been able to use the system in that way, right? And go from felon to truck driver, right? And then they've been able to do that for years. So I want to know, is that still the move now for 2026? Where my truck drivers at? Are there any that work in the truck driving industry and know about what's going on today? And do you still think that that is the move today? Because I'm not seeing it in today. I'm not seeing it. A lot of people are complaining about the job. They're complaining about the routes. They're complaining about the pay. And really, we just don't see the evidence right now of, is that still a good industry to go into right now, right? Regardless of politics, we don't even really want to talk politics. I just want to know just the facts. If you're a truck driver right now, is it still worth it for you to be a truck driver in 2026? That's what I want to know. Is the income worth it? Are you still making your money, or do you see it getting better? That's what we want to know. Those are the questions that we're trying to ask. And we're going to get to the bottom of it here. We want to get to the bottom of it here. But there's a couple more videos that I want to show y'all. There's a couple more videos that I want to show you. I want to show y'all a little bit more of this video that he was saying. Let's get that back up here real quick.
There has been a massive amount of videos that I found from just scrolling. And I mean, it was video after video after video of truck drivers and people who are related to the trucking industry or someone in the trucking industry that is talking about how bad this really is. In the trucking industry, I mean, that's a backbone to our economy. I mean, that's how we get our goods. So let's dive in today and see kind of what's going on out there right now.
Truckers out of Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Oakland are sounding the alarm. New tariffs are choking freight, leaving containers stranded and livelihoods at risk. Let's unpack it. The Port of LA expects a 10% drop. Long Beach expects a 20% drop. Truckers, especially dry-age drivers hauling containers, are stuck. One driver said he's down from making $1,000 a day to $300 a day, working 15 hours to do it just to scrape by. All kinds of social media posts echo this. Truckers report freight rates and capacity is already down 25%, and it's only been a couple of weeks. Tariffs are pricing goods out of reach. Businesses that are cash-strapped are rejecting shipments and pausing orders, leaving ports clogged with unclaimed containers. So even though they...
How was the holiday shopping for you this year? I know for me and our family, we didn't buy as much as we did previously. Even though that we weren't struggling like we were maybe some other years, we didn't buy as much. And I think that was because of the pricing this year. A lot of the toys that we wanted to get, they just seemed like they were just a little bit too expensive. Basic toys starting off at $50. You just didn't really want to spend that much for those items. And we were starting to think better with our money, because we figured like we could spend it in better ways, right? We could spend it in other things. So I want to know, what was your holiday shopping like this year, right? Did you spend more this year? Was it harder this year? I mean, because we found a lot of people struggling to do the holidays, right? They were struggling to provide that Christmas. So that's another a factor of how the economy is doing, right? Is, are we spending that money like we used to? And we're not seeing that either.
Chris, very nice to meet you.
Yep.
How many years have you been in this business?
37.
Wow. How do you like trucking?
I love it until recently.
What happened? What changed?
Just getting slow out here. I haul empty trailers, brand new trailers from the manufacturer, and it's just getting kind of slow lately.
Oh, really? Okay.
Basically, everybody else is getting slow, so they don't need trailers. And
Got it. Are you an owner-operator or a company driver?
I have my own authority.
Got it. And what are you driving?
Well, 386 Peterbilt.
What year is it?
06.
Okay. Engine, transmission?
It's got the Cummins ISX, and it's got the 13-speed Eaton.
How do you like it?
I love it.
What's the best truck you've ever driven?
I love this one. This old girl's got 2,200,000 miles on.
No kidding.
Wow.
Any problems?
Not really. My biggest thing is I would love to trade up to another truck, but I look at all the new trucks and they got rid of the window down at the bottom of the door, and I just don't feel safe like that. They all got their mirrors.
What is your dream truck?
This is it right there.
What's her name?
Oh, this is old Red. She used to be red before.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take it from me. These are actual truck drivers in the industry. And even when I do research online, the basic question I ask is freight trucking slow right now? And pretty much AI says yes, right? And I know AI isn't the end all be all. However, what AI does do on Google is it takes from sources. Here's the truck industry forecast for 2025. It takes information from all these different sources of what we are seeing right now within the industry. But as we dive deeper into it, it says, yes, freight trucking is generally slow due to a prolonged freight recession. That's what it's called. I'm not making this up. This isn't something made up. What?
There it is right there. The bottom line to why it's slow right now, we're in a freight recession. We're in a freight recession. That's the bottom line to why it's slow. So I want to know, if trucking is not the industry for you to jump in for 2026, what is, right? What is the industry for you to jump in? Now, we had one user comment that I thought he hit it right on the nail. He hit it right on the nail. Mr. John Wilson, he said, trades, write your own ticket. Write your own ticket with trades, man. That's it right there. I mean, HVAC guys, plumbing guys, they're making all the money right now. They're making all the money. They're making all of the money right now. And this is why we need to start focusing on training and development, right? That has to be the move. That has to be the goal for 2026. That's one of the things that we preach the most, right? We have to start skill building, right? We live in a society right now where a lot of children, they're sheltered. They play video games all day in the house, right? They don't really play at the park like they used to, and that's contributed to safety issues, right, in the communities. There's all types of reasons why we don't allow our children to play outside, but our children aren't getting that social interaction like they used to, that social development. Social media has destroyed communication building, and we're losing a lot in our skill building. So I think we have to focus on, in 2026, we have to focus on building up these skills, right? Developing these skills in people. And we have to push people into trades, man. We have to push people into developing skills. We got a user comment. He says, independent truck driving is slow, but company drivers are not. There's a high demand for company drivers. Okay. High demand for company drivers right now. What are the company drivers paying right now? Are they still paying great? Are you still making the six-figure salary? And even if you are making that six-figure salary, it's not hitting the same as it used to. I remember 10 years ago, if you made six figures, you were doing well, and you felt like you were okay and you were secure. Nowadays, that six-figure salary, if it's a low six figures, say 100,000 a year, right? It don't feel the same as it did before, because everything is sky high. Everything is sky high. The average price of a car now is $50,000, I think, for the average price of a car. $50,000. You know, our mortgages are over $1,000 a month now. So you see a lot of people are spending 50 to 60% of their income on housing, right? And if you live in poverty, you're spending over 60%, 75% of your income on housing and transportation. That's a fact. So right now, we have to figure out, like, where should we be focusing our time and our efforts on? I see a lot of people complain, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to post this to so many groups, because I see a lot of people complain about Jackson, and they complain about the city, and they complain about all of the problems that are going on, but very few people offer solutions to the problems that are going on. And I think that the solution has to be economic and personal development, right? We have people that are suffering from trauma. We have people that are suffering from mental illness. We have people that are suffering from poverty, right? Generational poverty. The answer to those problems are resources. To get those resources, we have to have the money, right? We have to have the money. So we have to start developing people and teaching them skills so that they can make money, right? We have to stop giving handouts and start giving help ups, right? We have to allow people to stand on our back, stand on our shoulders, and we give them a help so we can boost them over the fence. That's what a hand up is, not a hand out. Giving people the skills and the education that they need to feed themselves so that they don't have to keep asking for food. That's what the move has to be all 2026. And those are one of the things that we focus on this podcast. So, like I said, we're all about solutions, right? We're all about solutions. So we talked about trades, right? What's the trades to get into for this year? I mean, that's what I know. That's what I want to know. So
trades jobs in 2025. Does plumbing make the list? People always ask me, what are going to be the top paying trades jobs next year? And I hear it about this time every year. Well, we've put together a list. We've done some research, got the information, and we're going to give them to you from highest paying down to lowest paying. Number one, elevator and escalators installers and repairmen. Now, these guys, they do make the most money. To be honest, I've talked to some of their people in their union. I think they may have some of the best benefits too. It's a great thing to do because what they do is they work on elevators, escalators, walkways, different things like this. They build them, they install them, they repair them. It's a perfect job because it's good, clean work. You make great money. And to be honest, to get in, you only need like a high school diploma, nothing major. The neat thing is, once you get in it, you've got the opportunity at an early retirement. But I got to tell you, you got to be really good to get into their unions because they're very specific, very strict about the people they hire, because this is one of the best jobs in the trades that you can get, and it's not easy. But what kind of money can they make? Well, on the list that we found, the average, $102,420. Well, 420 is probably because the elevators go up and down. They got to get really high to do their job. So that's not a bad living for a high school graduate. Next is Boilermakers. Now, Boilermakers build, install, maintain, repair tanks, closed vats, other large vessels like that. I got to tell you, there's a lot to it.
dang, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sitting here talking and we had the mic on mute the whole time. Basically, what I was saying was the industries that we're going to have to jump into is going to be anything that has to do with our hands, right? Working in mechanics, engineering, right? Anything that focus on using our abilities to wrench. Because one thing we know is AI cannot replace you as a guy that has tools in his hands. We ain't got robots right now that's going to be pulling up on scenes, fixing stuff yet. We're just not there yet. So right now, engineering, any type of mechanical, any type of maintenance, any type of things where you have to actually work with your hands, those are going to be the industries to move in. Those are going to be the places that we have to focus on for 2026, because those jobs are going to be paying and they're still going to be, they're going to need people regardless.
And it's a neat job. But just like every other job here, guys, you really only need a high school diploma to get this job.
High school diploma.
And Boilermakers, this is quite a drop down for the elevator and escalator repairman.
No college
$71,140. That's not a bad living for a year. Guys, in any of these numbers that I give you, you can take
Listen, for you to be able to make $70,000 without a high school education, I mean, you ain't gonna be able to beat that. You ain't gonna be able to beat that. But what else is there out there, right? You got HVAC, heating and cooling. People always need heat. They always need that, right? You got electrical. Electricians are making some of the highest salaries right now. Electricians are making some of the highest salaries right now. What's the average electrician make in Jackson? Anybody know? Let's hit the internet. Let's hit the internet. I mean, we're gonna find out. Average electricians here, they make about 60,000, right? Anywhere between 50 to 90,000, depending on your employer and your skill level, right? Licensed electricians starting off at around $31 an hour, $31 an hour. Apprentice electricians, $21 an hour. I mean, that's decent. What about HVAC guys? Or what about general construction workers? What about construction? What's the construction salaries? Anywhere between 70 to 90K. I can do that too. Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is another one. Listen, cybersecurity is going to be big because as the AI gets better, they're going to be using the AI to break into more things, right? Cybersecurity, 90 to 116,000 annually for cybersecurity. And like I said, that's because the more technology we have, right, the more advanced criminals get and the more we have to do to secure our things. I use a RFD blocking wallet, right? People don't know about that. A RFD blocking wallet. This allows me to make sure that my credit cards is safe and secure while I'm walking around. That's something that you have to have just in 2026 because the scammers have devices that can strip all your banking information, steal all your money right from you while you're in line at Kroger's. You're in line at Myers and a scammer could be stealing all of your money right off your card and you don't even know it. So cybersecurity is a big thing. What else is big, man? What else is going to be big? AI training. AI training is going to be huge. You know that they have jobs right now like DoorDash, where if you don't have a job right now, you can work as an AI trainer right now. Google it right now. There's about 4 companies right now that will hire you to sit on your couch and train AI models. That's all you do. You sit home and you train AI models. That's going to be an industry. In a few years, there's going to be new AI jobs, like a prompt engineer is going to be a title, an AI prompt engineer, because you have to know how to prompt AI to get it to do what you need it to do. It doesn't just work magically sometimes with your thoughts or with what you want it to do with a basic prompt, right? You have to really put some work into it. You have to really dig deep into it to get it to do what you want it to do, man. It's not just something that the average person is just going to be able to jump into it and understand it and master it. So you're going to have people that are excelling in learning the AI, and they're going to be our prompt engineers. That's going to be a new job. I tell my sons, anything engineering is the way to go for 2026. But if you don't want to go to school, you don't want to go to trade school, you don't want to pick up another thing, there's other things that you can do to make money, right? And that's what we teach and hustle for a living. But we're going to take a quick break, man. We're going to segue into sports, man. Listen, we had some good games this past weekend. Let's see here. Let's look at the scores. Texans beat the Texans and the Patriots. The Patriots whooped on them. Y'all see the stats. Drake May had a great game, man. Legendary game. The other big game was the Chicago Bears and the Rams. I thought Caleb was going to pull it out, man, but unfortunately, they couldn't do it, man. They couldn't do it. The Rams ended up taking it on that one. As you can see, Caleb was balling, though, man. He threw for 257 yards. They was balling. But at the end of the day, they still lost, and they up out of here. What we got else on the schedule for today? Any games for today? I think we got some NBA games, big games. No real major games that I see. We got New York and Dallas. New York and Dallas is coming. That ought to be one that we'll tap in and watch. Detroit's playing Boston. That's going to be a good game. I got Detroit on that, man. Hopefully we see my guy Caleb take a new stride, man. But we're going to take a break, and we're going to go right into our next segment, man. I got a brand new interview with Mitch the Agent I want y'all to check out. So stay tuned, man. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back.
why do you feel like mental health is something that we don't necessarily take as serious as we probably should?
Let's look at it from a historical perspective. Okay. The way we came over here in chains, we were subjugated, we were oppressed, we were abused. And Black people have been inherently taught you don't show any sign of weakness, because you can't call in sick and say, Master, I can't pick cotton today. I don't feel well. I'm depressed. So it was a survival thing. You could be beaten, you could be killed, you could be sold off, separated, those types of things. And then you come on a little further in the civil rights movement. That was a big portion of it. You don't show any sign of weakness. You don't break no matter what pressure they apply to you. You sit there at that counter, you let them pour the ketchup over your head. You let them dash the hot coffee in your face. You let them taunt you, spit at you, and you don't break. You sit there. Okay, but the way that it's manifesting now is that we have been so classically conditioned that any show of emotion is considered a sign of weakness. And we have been taught to suppress it for so long that we're not fully showing up as human. We're not fully displaying or even experiencing or recognizing a full range of emotions, human emotions that any human experiences.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of the Community Soldier Podcast. I got one of my longtime friends, man, personal friend, one of my mentors, former agent, my guy Mitch from One Struggle Entertainment. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, man? Nice to be here.
Man, welcome to the podcast, man.
Man, I like what you got going, man. You've been doing your thing, man.
Man, thanks, man. I always appreciate that coming from you. The man with always things going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, cut it out, bro.
Man, for the people that don't know you, you know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself and tell them like what it is that you do and what you got going on.
Oh, what's up, everybody? My name is Mitch, or Life Coach Mitch. I'm a certified life coach. I have an entertainment company called One Struggle Entertainment. I have two podcasts I'm launching. One is called Unfiltered and Elevated with my lovely co-host Ari, and then I have a solo one I'm doing, which is called All the Ships. I help do marketing for 10 out of 10 magazine. Like I said, I'm just busy, man. I work with a men's group called Healing While Helping. Just tapping into the mental health of things, giving me in a space where they can vent, talk, network, pretty much limit everything. Just trying to stay
Definitely.
busy, man. Just building up the community the best way I can.
Man, that mental health is a big topic, man, and I'm glad that we started the video like that. Can you
For sure.
speak on that and the stigma of the black community on that mental health and the challenges of overcoming the stigmas surrounding it?
I think with that, I mean, some of the stigmas are like we feel like we can't talk to each other. Like we have somebody to talk to. A lot of times we internalize what's going on, and then we figure it out. We supposed to be, the man. Men can't cry, have feelings, none of that. We just got to be robotic and keep it moving. Versus now, it's becoming more popular to express yourself. Like mental health is like trendy almost. You know, which is good in a way because now people are going to therapy. Men, women, kids. People are having those conversations, saying what's going on. They seeing people, unfortunately, taking their own lives or just in depression. People are actually getting diagnosed with what's going on, whether it's depression, ADHD, bipolar, whatever like they have going on, versus just trying to figure it out on their own. You can't just go to work and figure it out or sex it away or work out or what I'm saying, or bury it deep. Like you really got to handle that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We working on some of those things down here with bringing like some of the awareness to it and trying to kill some of the stigmas. But I find that it's much harder here in Jackson, as you know, our population. We don't have that much representation like y'all have in Detroit. So it's good to see what you guys are building down there and to see how many brothers and sisters actually are involved in this movement.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of people just assume that they don't have help, don't have resources, outlets, things like that. Man, it's so many people that are willing to help. You really just gotta like network and have those conversations, and tap into the unfamiliar. And maybe a coworker, maybe a family friend or something like that. Like you really gotta do the work, and I think that's where the issue comes in because some people don't even know where to start at to do said work. So
Yeah.
really just having those conversations. Hey, I'm having a bad day. Hey, I'm feeling like this. When we were younger, it's like, oh, you have a headache. Oh, take this and go to school. Or you feel like this, man, you need to go ahead and go to work. Like it wasn't no such thing as a mental health day
Mm-mm.
or I'm just not feeling it. A lot of our parents just send us on our way. Or like I said, if you're a man, like, you depressed, you down, you don't want to go to work. Like, no, like I got real life stuff going on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
and again, it may be, life stress. Just being a black man in America. Period is you know ongoing anxiety within itself. So just
Yeah.
dealing with that, and then any other type of underlying issues that you got going on. Like I said, a lot of that stuff be undiagnosed. Like a lot of people like have depression, have anxiety, have all these other issues that they have going on and don't even know about it, or don't
Yeah.
even have, a person to talk to. Your
Mm.
best friend or your girl or your homeboy ain't always the answer. I mean, they
Yeah.
cool to vent, but they're not always a licensed, or certified professional that you need to talk to about that particular thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that leads us into some of the things that you got going on. Let's see here. I see you guys got a brunch with brothers.
Yeah, so I started that last year. We gonna just had to tweak some things, but it's gonna be like a quarterly thing or whatever.
Hmm.
So uh each brunch is a different theme. So we started out with kids, which was great, but we had a lot of men participating, so it's just male based. So both young men and adult males. So the first one, like, it went really well. We kind of just kick and break bread. Had some people kind of pour into them, let them know what's going on. With that panel, I had like mostly doctors come in, like male doctors. You know, uh, One had a doctorate in engineering, and my cousin he has a doctorate in like education. Went to Harvard, more help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
fine.
people really tapped in that look like us. So, I had my guy Zach. At first, he couldn't make it, but he's phenomenal speaker, awards and stuff like that. My host, Dice Clark, amazing dude. He the one to start the healing with helping. So, really, so they can see, what people are doing, and again, people that look like them and look like us.
Hmm.
And believe it or not, it sounds far fetched. You're like, man, he got a doctorate, he got a degree in this or he that, and he dressed like me, look like me, talk like me. So just try to pour those things into, the youth and, men as well. Ain't never too late to change your life, go back to school, do whatever. So just giving those positive examples. But each branch will be a different theme. So the one I have coming up now, I have people from like the entertainment side. I have people from like a legal standpoint where you have a lawyer, police officer, stuff like that. So each one would be a particular theme. Should you want to take their career path, just ask some questions, like whatever it is. Pretty much just a free fall. Come in, break bread, have some food, get some good conversation, some networking, and then get some useful information.
Hmm. Now you mentioned people that look like us. You mentioned that several times, and
Yeah, man.
that always piques me because that's something that I always advocate for. What is the importance of that to you?
Man, representation is everything, bro. Think about it like this: when we were younger, you go to like the school assemblies, different things like that. And they will always bring in somebody, but a lot of times they wouldn't really connect because it didn't resonate with us. They didn't look like us. They didn't talk like us, nothing like that. Whether it was they dressed a particular way, they talked a particular way. I felt like they were talking at us and not to us and for us. So I need somebody like, yeah, man, I was raised by a single mother. I had this, I had to go through that, or whatever the circumstances. We want to put them in a position where somebody can resonate with that. Like, oh, I was struggling in school. Oh, I, was raised by a single mother. Oh, I was, raised by my dad, or I was, we did have food stamps, or whatever circumstance you want to have somebody that you can identify with, that look like you. And I think that helps quite a bit. Like, hey, if he did it, I could do it.
Yeah.
And then share their background and expertise, you know, resources, stuff like that.
hmm Definitely that's exactly what I was looking for. People don't realize how important that is, and especially when you're in towns that are where you're the minority,
Absolutely.
like Jackson is. It's harder to get people to understand that. So that's why I kind of wanted you to run through that.
I got you, man. I got you.
So what else you got going on, man? You're a man of many talents, man. You do a lot of things.
Man, I just try to stay busy, man, and stay active. Like I say, a few things like the Healing Wide Open. Like I say, shout out to my guy Dice Clark and some amazing dudes, man. I ain't gonna go through the whole name, but we got everything from graphic designers, chefs. We got educators, teachers. We got journeymen. We got artists, like you know, pastors, like pretty much anything you could think of. People like collectively coming together to be and do better. Hence the healing while helping. And I think with that, people feel like you have to be at a certain level or a certain thing or be perfect or healed or anything like that. Like, no, I'm doing the work while I'm healing myself. And sometimes that'll help you. Pouring into somebody else may heal some of your trauma.
Yeah,
So that's
definitely.
what kind of like help me gravitate to it as well. Because a lot of times we feel like we have to be at this particular point in our life to do a thing, whether it's career, whether it's get married, whether it's kids, whether it's move, like whatever it is. Sometimes you just gotta jump off the cliff, and tap into your faith.
Yeah. How we just jumped right into it, man. We didn't even really get much into you, and
That's all good.
you know what I'm saying? It's because I know you already, and I'm expecting the people to know you already. But tell us about Mitch, man. You know who you are, where you from, and how'd you get to this place where you are right now in life?
And I'm from Detroit, then been all over, whatever, and just always want to be and do better. You know what I'm saying? I was, I don't want to say I had a rough upbringing, but I've been through some stuff and just seeing what I was doing to the community because I was hurt. Hurt people. So I did everything, the game, banging, selling drug, like you name it, I did it.
hmm
But looking at it from an outside perspective, like even with the life coaching, like I had to coach myself before I could coach somebody else.
hmm
So I'm like, if I can get these people together to do, whatever, steal cars, sell up, like whatever it was, I'm sure I can get a collective amount of people to do something positive. And they say, you get more bees with honey, so you might as well try something positive. And just a willingness to want to be better. And especially when I became a father, like, you're the first line of defense, they first protection, they first hero, everything. So if God gave me the opportunity to mold a human, you think I'm gonna mold him like how I was? Or to be disrespectful, to be, mistreat women, or, whatever the plethora of things that I did. Try to get them to be the best version of, I'm gonna say me, but the best version of themselves and sprinkling a little bit of my positivity in there. But like I said, I'm a father, a husband, you know, a sibling, a son, like all those things kind of encompass who I am. Businessman and a student of everything, life, just everything, just a willingness to want to be and do better.
hmm Now, when I first met you, you were doing the music managing, and you were our music manager.
Yeah.
What led you to that path right there, wanting to do that?
Well, with that, like I was in school for business at the time, like entrepreneurship, and business just fascinates me, man. Like all aspects of it, and that's how uh I tell my mom, she was like, hey, I see, you're doing this, you're doing this. Like, can you help my son? He rap and stuff. I was like, oh, cool. I was in the music scene, but I wasn't like an artist or anything like that. I just knew people. I'm always like networking, which I connect to all you guys. And I kind of just made it my business to kind of learn everything I could. I would just absorb everything, how things worked, and kind of went from there. We had some early success, which was a gift and a curse, I think, a little bit, because we were kind of I don't want to say thrown in, but everything was like happening. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it is now where it's like super oversaturated and things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know to say it was easy, but we kind of had like a blueprint because as I was learning, I was learning as I was going, as you guys were as well. When we had exposure to concerts, shows, tours, like all that type of stuff was easy access. And I think that kind of tainted it a little bit. And then
Mhm.
especially like you guys could like really rap. And I think that kind of hindered us because you guys were seeing people that was, I guess, more successful and making the money and all that type of stuff. But they weren't, I don't want to say as talented as you guys were, but
Yeah.
they were just in a better position than we were at the time. So I think they kind of threw things off a little bit. Like, man, I'm over here doing this, and they ain't even have what
Yeah.
I'm doing. Like all the battle raps you won and just freestyle, all that type of stuff. I think if we would have had the tools we have now back then, it would have been,
Yeah.
social media and, all that type of stuff. We were still off the flash drives and CDs back then.
Yeah. Yeah. And
We
we
were
were
off the hip, but I
we were
mean,
super young.
man, learning as we were going, like we learning and doing shows. I'm like, reading about publishing and recording and LLC, all that type of stuff. I'm doing that and still trying to manage and still trying to tour and back and forth from city to city, making sure y'all straight. But it was fun, man. I
It
appreciate every
was.
bit of it.
Me too, man. And I use our experiences when I talk to the young guys that want to do this. And I
Absolutely.
always use my life and I tell them like, don't be like me because I didn't listen. You know what I mean? We were fortunate enough to be on that run in the birth of the internet times, like
Yeah.
YouTube. You were saying back then, I remember you were saying things like, man, you gotta turn your songs into ringtones, shoot everything on video and put it on YouTube, Twitter, all this stuff. And we were like, what? We fought it against every way, like every step
Yeah.
of the way. Like, but you saw the culture was changing and you saw that change in the shift and you was on it. And we were just too young, man. I think we was just too young and we weren't really in that mental mind state, like you said. And there was no like blueprint before us, like you have on the internet now, where you can just copy what somebody else did and, get out there like that. So I like to use that as a story to young kids, man, to say, basically don't ruin your opportunity when you
Yeah, man. And it's just a matter of, I mean, again, like you were new artists, I was a new manager. Like I didn't manage, like y'all were the first people I like ever managed. And literally, it's like on the job training, we were kind of like all learning from each other and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then we hopped straight into it. Like you figure we were like immediately cutting records, like immediately doing shows. It wasn't like all right, let's figure each other out, blah blah blah. Like it was like off rip. Like when I first went to, I was like, oh, you can rap. All right, boom, let's do it. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a, what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a, let's figure this out. Let's do contracts. Let's da da da. Like we did everything on a handshake.
Do you remember the young kid Del Pre? He ended up getting into acting and he got kind of famous.
The name sound familiar, bro, for sure.
He was the little light skinned guy with the curls. You took him. I always tell people this story. He remembers it a little different, but I remember like you got him one of his first opportunities, and you'll remember as I tell the story
Okay.
because we went up to an audition in Detroit,
Okay.
and I think it was for a woman who had wrote a book, and it was on the Oprah's bestsellers list,
Oh
and they
yeah,
ended
yeah.
up doing a movie. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That cat, he had auditioned for that role then. He didn't get it, but that started his passion for wanting to be in movies. You know what I'm saying? And right after that, that was like the last time I seen him. The next time I seen him, he was in California. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope, man.
On Tyler Perry movies. He was on NCIS. You know what I'm saying? Took off from that one opportunity, and man, and I remember seeing that like, yo, this cat, he was from Jackson. We don't have those type of opportunities here. You know what I'm saying? It took for somebody else to open the door for us, and then that opportunity was there. You know what I mean? But once you see it, then you can envision it and realize, like, yo, this is something that I could really do. I could really chase after this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And then I think a thing too is just to do the work. Like, don't do it with looking for reward or like do it maliciously. Like, even like saying that, like my intent was like, yeah, when you make it, I'm a, you know what I'm saying? It was just the opportunity just presented itself and we just capitalized on it. Even when like when y'all were doing shows and stuff like that, because like some of the people I knew, the producers and stuff like that, it was just, you know, making good connections and stuff like that. And they thought you guys were talented. But I think what kind of threw it off because they were in the position and we like I said, we're trying to figure it out and stuff like that. And I think had y'all not been, I wouldn't say exposed to the poisonous fruit, but just seeing how they were moving and doing whatever, and you like, man, I'm working, harder than them. My songs are this and blah blah blah. And they doing that. So I think had we kind of took a step back, figured everything out, and then kind of did, went about the way. And again, like I say, the opportunity was great, and obviously we all learned a lot. But y'all meeting like known artists, and I ain't gonna drop no names or nothing like that, but like people that were like signed and like known, and people that were doing like major tours and stuff like that. That's a lot for a 17, 18, 19, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get it. And then trying to listen to somebody that's 22, 23,
hmm
So I mean, we're all like super young, like crazy young. But
Yeah.
looking at it as like looking at it now, like dog, we was on a crazy run. Like I said, y'all were what, 17, 18. I was what, 22, 23, something like that. Like that
Yeah.
was nuts.
I was the oldest of them. So I was already 20. Yeah, I was already 20. They was like 19, 17.
Yeah.
Tyler was still 16. You know what I mean?
And y'all were doing like major shows, you know what I'm saying? Like around like, like I said, I ain't gonna name drop, but like people that still doing their thing to this day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. And you know what? I always tell people these stories too about that back then because, all of that wouldn't have been possible without a lot of different things happening. But one of the things that I remember the most was how when when you opened the door for us to start doing shows in the city and stuff like that,
Mm.
it wasn't just like how most people do today. Like most people kind of gatekeep and they don't really kind of see their people through. Like, not only did you make sure that you set us up with the opportunities, you gave us a place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes we crashed on the floors and couches and but we were safe. We didn't have to worry about nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had somewhere to be. We ain't never have to worry about nothing. And we was young kids. And I remember, you know, the younger ones of us in our group, having that trepidation about wanting to come out to Detroit because, it's rough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're gonna be good when you go somewhere. And we never had to worry about none of those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists don't get that type of love and cooperation
Yeah.
from people, especially when they're not from the city.
Yeah. Even doing like the road trips was crazy, bro. Like we in there eating 4 for 4s, making sure everybody good.
Yep.
Like literally like was getting to it, man. Like, all right, we
For
got gas
real.
money, we got this, like, but that's
Shit,
the grind though, you know what I'm saying?
that's the grind, man. It's
Yeah, for
sad,
sure.
man. Artists don't put that kind of like cooperation and work in together. It's kind of like more solo and solo crews today. But all of that helped you lead up to where you're doing now. Like
No, for
it
sure.
seems like you always had that trait of mentoring. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, like you said, keep showing some people positive things and keeping them out of trouble. Has that always been a thing for you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I was always, I don't know, always a friend was like, hey man, let's tighten up, man, let's do this, let's do that. But again, man, I think if you put positivity out, I think positivity will come back. I'm not saying you got to be perfect or anything like that, but like you can still win without, effing somebody over. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then people will look back, like a lot of people we worked with back then, like I still rock with that I love for. They like, hey man, got this coming up. They'll just shoot me something like, artists still send me music, like all types of stuff. So just building those good relationships. So it's a matter of a phone call, like, hey, we doing this. Hey, I got this going on. Hey man, we got, yada yada yada. Even with when I was doing the clubs and stuff back then I kind of segued into doing parties and stuff. And it was an easy transition because I built those relationships. And then I kind of just double back with the artist, and I will let the artist perform at the club. So just different things like that. But I'm never like trying to get over or trying to hustle people or anything like that, man. You just put good energy and good vibes out there, and you'll get it back. It's never really about the money. The money don't come. If you're a good person, treat people how you're supposed to be treated, do good business, the money gonna come regardless. It's not always because a lot of people will try to, get the money first or work you over, and and then never work out. Do good business, treat people. Literally, man, it's the oldest thing in the book, bro. Treat people how you want to be treated. Do I want
Mm-hmm.
people lying to me? No. Do I want people putting their hands on me? No. Do I want people talking me crazy? No. So I'm not gonna do those things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's simple, man. But people kind of overanalyze, you know, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it'd be a lot, man. So it's not hard to overanalyze and overthink things.
Man.
That's why I tell people keep sound counselors around you so you can bounce things off of people. You know what I mean? Because they be sounding right to you.
Man.
So you got a new artist now.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Nettie, man. She been doing her thing. We dropped our EP last November. And then we got an actual like album coming out. So we've been grinding, working on that, doing shows probably every weekend, doing tours, like everything, just getting to it, man. People loving the music. We making some adjustments. Like I said, everything been cool. People kind of buying into it. But it's been dope, man. Like I said, just applying those same principles.
Yeah, we
You
definitely
know.
got to get her on the show, man.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Like I said, I don't want to use the cliche we booked and busy, but like I said, between the studio and shows, we be having to like pick, like, because I
What
mean, she's
what?
so passionate about, this project, which I am too. Like I said, her actual first full like album. Like I said, the EP did numbers. So we're just trying to put our best foot forward.
Yeah, I'm not used to you having a female artist. That's a new thing. I want to see how
Man,
that.
I think that come from like, I was going to strip clubs and all that type of stuff, having dance, all that type of stuff. It's weird, man. Like I always have like dudes and stuff, but I don't know what it is. Like the females just be, I don't want to say they want to work harder, but they be more proactive. I'll say that. Like they'll be like, hey, drive around, like, hey, I just moved to the studio. Hey, I got this. I talked to this producer. Hey, this person, like they be on it,
Yeah,
which I don't mind doing the work for sure. But I'm a little more heavy handed with,
yeah,
I guess, male artists. But every female like I've worked with, they be like, hey, I got this. I talked to this person about this. Hey, they got this. Hey, this person want me on this show. Like they be on it, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah. Definitely
not,
that willingness to work. That's
yeah,
important.
absolutely.
To have
Yeah.
that grind, got to be in you.
Yeah, for sure. Like my last male artist I was working with, shout out Dion, like he was cool, you know what I'm saying? It just things didn't like it's no beef, like it's all good, we just got two different visions. But he was like proactive or something like that. He be like, hey, I got this,
Yeah,
but you know, like I
man. You
said, that's
looking
still my
for more
guy.
artists?
So one more time.
Are you looking for more artists?
I don't think it's a really looking for more artists. If something catch my attention or my eye, then all right, cool. Let's have a conversation. But like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I get hit up all the time, which I appreciate because they see what I'm doing. So,
Mm-hmm.
but a
For
lot of
sure.
times the vision gotta align, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah. No, I definitely understand.
a lot of these artists, when they've been independent doing their own thing, a lot of them been messed over. A lot of them, I mean, just all different type of ways, money wise, like shows, like just all types of stuff. People trying to take uh their music, just all types of weird stuff. So a
Mm,
lot of times they kind of be apprehensive, which is understandable. But I think if we're on the same page, we kind of in lockstep with what we want to do, and like our visions are the same. I mean, I'm with it. Like I said, I'm open to all conversation. It just got to make sense.
So, what's the vision for One Struggle Entertainment?
I mean, the same thing, man. Like one struggle, like I say, one on, we all on. So I think if people kind of like can buy into that vision, I think we'll be fine. And which my artist Nutty has for sure, because it's not just. I mean, it's everything from management to production to engineering to mix and mastering to shows. Like everything needs to kind of be euphoric,
Mm-hmm.
because people a lot of times they get bigger than the program. like you can have a dope song, but it was a lot of a lot of hands in the pot. Like I say, from the engineer to the DJ. Like shout out to her DJ slash producer Steve. Like he be on it. Hey, let's change this. Let's add this. Let's do this. Let's make sure this. You know, being super. Producer, engineer, like all that.
Nice.
So all that stuff kind of play a part, but everybody kind of have to buy into the same thing. Like our collective goal is to make the best body of work that we can and the best representation of this artist. So that's me on the management side. That's them on the production, mix and master, engineering side. That's her on the artist side, writing, performing, stuff like that, and just buying into the brand as a whole and
Yeah.
doing what's best for everybody.
I like how y'all got that set up. It's like classic hip hop, bringing back that core relationship between artist, DJ, and producer.
Yeah, you got to, man, because a lot of times what happens, one person will blow up and then it's just them and then they kind of just dip versus like how it used to be. Like you look at like Eminem got on, then he put on D12, or you look at Nelly, then he put on Saint Lunatic, stuff like that. Like, all right, cool, this person kind of run off, but then everybody gonna eat off of it. Or
Yeah.
you look at even like with like Cardi B, like she got on and then she complimented her dentist and then her dentist practice blew up. Like stuff
Mhm.
like that. Like whoever kind of like look out, like if the artist is the catalyst for whatever we got going, everybody should be able to eat off that. But it shouldn't be like, oh, you owe me this or we doing like no. Let
Mhm.
them do their thing and we gonna move you up and figure it out. What's up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And this is just a symbiotic relationship between the producer and the artist. Like, so
Yeah,
if you got an
absolutely.
in-house producer that's tailored to you and y'all working on this sound together, that's something that y'all can create that's y'all's. Y'all own that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like you'll see artists like they'll blow up and then they producer start getting, like, oh man, this person did this or then they'll start getting more work. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be. Like everybody should be able to eat off this one particular thing. So
Mhm.
that's what we're kind of looking to do. Whether it's the person that put your fashion together, okay, now they, recommend it for Brandon or whatever, or like I said, the person that did the beat, okay, now they eating off this. Oh man, so so mix your album. Oh man, let me tap in with them or oh that's your manager, man. He got you these shows. Let you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah. I want to check out what is this? What's her last show?
Yeah, we just had one this weekend or last weekend. They've been trying it out with the Meta glasses. We was trying to like do a little mix, see how that work out. It was cool. I like it.
Fire. They give you that POV feel though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's some creativity right there. I ain't seen nobody do too much of that,
Yeah,
especially
so
around.
we're gonna be kind of playing around with that. Like she got some, I got some, so we're gonna see how it work out.
Yeah, I like her. I like her whole style, man. She's got like a rock star vibe to her.
Yeah, yeah. And they love her, man. They be rocking with her super heavy. So every show kind of be, you know, I mean, I
Like a
love the other
vibe.
artists, but they be kind of waiting to, you know what I'm saying, be like a big deal, which is cool. And she's still humble. She don't be in there like she the biggest, baddest, she been there shaking hands, kissing babies, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, yes.
And then work with everybody. They don't be like, oh, y'all follow me. She be like, all right, tap in, I'm gonna follow, she comment on stuff. Like it's never like she bigger than the program. You know what I'm saying?
hmm Make sure y'all go follow the real Netty, man, on Instagram. Tap in, show some love, follow her.
Appreciate it, appreciate it.
I can't wait to see what y'all got going on next, man.
I'm telling you, this album about to be nutty, dog. We dropping it next month.
hmm
So we're dropping that. We're doing a listening party February 21st, which is actually a birthday. So we're doing
Okay.
like a birthday slash listening party. Then we're obviously gonna get the visuals, drop that. So we got a lot we got cooking.
Okay. Nice. And
Yeah,
before we get up out of here, man, what else you want the people to know?
like I say, we got what we got. We got the healing while helping. You know, fellas, tap in. You know, I know everybody kind of all over, but if y'all want to tap in, definitely tap in, fellas. We meet twice a month. Uh, sometimes on Zoom. You know, so y'all can tap in with that. You know, if y'all kind of in a different city, just tap in, get some support, man. See what y'all got going on. See what you need. Sometimes you just need that talk. Sometimes you need that pat on the back. You know, vent, like whatever it is, we're here for you. Uh, I got, like I said, we got the music dropping next month. I got my Brothers Brunch. We got that dropping March 15th. So I'm announced on my speakers. So we got that going on. What else we got going on? We got the podcast. We're dropping next one as well. Date to be announced. So I got the solo podcast, All the Ships. We got that going. So I'm trying to hurry up, finish up this office. So if anybody want to come help, I'm with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm finishing up too. I had to change location, so I'm doing that. Got the Unfiltered Elevator podcast with my dope host, Ari. So we got that going. You know, she been going crazy. Like she been dropping in the notes like subjects and all types of stuff. Like she been doing the heavy lifting for sure. So I appreciate that. So I don't have to like think about every little thing. She's like, oh, this would be dope. We should try this or do that. So like I say, shout out to Ari. What else I got going? Me and the wife got some stuff cooking a little bit down the line. You know, she psychologist, so we got the doctor coach thing going. That's a
Yeah.
little more towards like summer-ish. So we got that going. Like I said, man, just working. Also got the 10 out of 10 magazine. You know, y'all need an article. Want to tap in, definitely support. So I'm doing some marketing and promotion for them. Man, just grinding, man. Just trying to be better for the community.
Man, I see you doing your thing, man. You got a lot of things going on, man. We're looking forward to seeing everything pop off, man.
Man, I
And we
appreciate it,
definitely
man.
need to have you and Nettie back on.
Definitely, man. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna definitely have her tap in.
For sure, man. I appreciate you for tapping in with us, man.
I appreciate you about me, man. Like I love what you're doing, man. Every time I see you got boots on the ground, like you get into it, man. And that's rare, man. So I definitely want to give you flowers for that for sure. There's a
We
lot of
getting
people, man,
into it.
they do the talking, they don't do the walking, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's time, man. Building up the soldiers, man. We building up the community. Time to build, not destroy.
Man,
And we
look,
appreciate
we
you,
did
man.
enough destroy.
You know what I mean? We appreciate you just for being the big homie, the big mentor for us, showing us the way. You know what I mean? Showing
Oh,
us
for
how to
sure,
make
man.
that transition.
Yeah, just doing my part, man.
My guy, man. I appreciate you, man.
Right, for sure.
You already know. Tell the people how to find you.
Uh y'all can find the business page as One Struggle ENT underscore Instagram. Same thing with the All the Ships podcast, Unfiltered Elevated podcast. Personal page is Life Coach Mitch on all platforms. Just type in Life Coach Mitch. So definitely tap in, you know, see what I got going on. I'm gonna try to organize a little bit so it's one the Life Coach Mitch page will have all the drop downs. So just follow
Yes,
Life
sir.
Coach Mitch and then just click on everything.
All right, brother, man. Appreciate you, man. We're gonna tap in next time.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
I told y'all, man, hustle for a living tips today, man. I try to inspire the people, man. I always want to be a resource. So let's get to it, man. I want to show y'all maybe some hustles that you weren't thinking about, things that you may not even have been aware about. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of good, let me see, hustles that you can do from the crib. And I want to show some of them to y'all. I want to show some of them to y'all. Some good hustles that you can do from the crib. Now, one of my favorite companies that I found, like that sells a lot of equipment for entrepreneurs, is this company called Vevor. 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 Now they sell a wide variety of products. I mean, you can find popcorn machines, vacuum sealers, car lifts, anything that you need to do your hustle, man. So there's a lot of items on here, but there's a couple that I want to show you, some things that nobody else is doing around here. I mean, you can just type them in on Amazon and you could just start scrolling some products, and it'll give you some good ideas of businesses that you can start real quick. And sometimes the investment and the startup cost is not much, man, especially when you look at it, considering. I mean, just look at this machine right here. You got a Vevor 15-gallon garden weed sprayer with the wheel cart. So you know what? A hustler like me, I think about what could I use this machine for? I could use this machine right now to start treating yards. You can do the bug treatments as well as the weeding, right? So you can make some money as an entrepreneur, right? You go to a company like Menards, right? And you get some weed killer, right? And you get some mosquito killers so you could treat yards, right? Now that's a service that you can offer to people, right? And it's really little cost to start this business up. You're talking about $300 for the machine, and then your cost for your sprays, right? This can be a business that you can start with less than $500. Easy peasy, in and out, garden sprayer. What's another one, man? I think about my hustlers, right? Look, commercial vegetable chopper. Ladies, a lot of times, right, we ain't doing nothing in the crib. We ain't doing nothing at all. I see a machine like this that I can get for under $100. Guess what? You can start selling prepared vegetables, sliced vegetable trays. If you're a party planner, somebody that does catering, you can use this machine to have fresh vegetables, fruits, fruit slices. That way you don't have to buy those packages, which will lower down your costs a little bit, right? But either way, this is a machine that you can purchase that you can use to make money, man. And that's what we're all about. Hustle for a living. So let's find another one real quick. Let's find another one real quick, because there's a couple big ones on here. Listen, fellas, lawn care. Lawn care is always going to be a thing. We always need lawn care, right? Look at this. For $180, you can do everything. You can offer hedges, edges, everything, leaf blowing, everything with one kit. $180, man. Look at that. Startup money for a nice little investment. Brand new business out the box. What else we got? What else we got on here? Oh, I thought this was interesting right here. $190, fellas. You could do pull-up oil changes. Pull-up oil changes. Pull-up oil changes. $190, man. I don't think you can beat that. In and out, on the go. All you need is a truck, maybe a van, and you can offer oil changes right at the door. That's how I think when I see a machine like this. How can I use a tool to make a job easier and more efficient, and then I can do more, right? That's one of them right there. That's an easy tool that you can purchase less than $200, man. You see how many things they have on here? Scissor lifts. I mean, Vevor literally makes everything under the sun. This is another new hustle. Packaging. You can make a lot of money doing packaging, especially liquids, right? You can make money filling up and doing orders for local businesses. That way they don't have to outsource to Detroit or somewhere else. They can come right here to see you. With a machine like this, you can fill liquids to a precise measurement. It's food safe. It's good for products as well. So anything liquid, you'd be able to fill with a machine like this. $114. Can't beat that. Look at this. Leather cutting machine. That's money. Stud welder. That's another little tool that you can use, man. But there's one specifically that I seen on here. I was like, wow. See, now something like this, I could use this and I could make some money right now. Look at that. Mini lathe. Fellas that do machine operating. Y'all work in a factory doing this all day. Y'all do this all day in the factory for somebody else. Now, you can invest in yourself, right? If I worked in a factory using this machine for somebody else all day, I would invest in myself. You can buy one of these machines, invest in yourself, and you can get contracts and make small parts right from your crib. Right from your crib, you can make small parts, fabricate things right from your crib, right? You get 1 or 2 contracts, right? This machine is going to pay for itself. That machine is going to pay for itself. Easy money. Look at this. This is another big one. How many people need this right now? How many people need this right now? Drain cleaner. Drain cleaner. Plumbing is huge right now. Plumbing is huge right now. You go get your journeyman's plumber's license. Get your journeyman's plumber's license and get you a van and get you some tools like this right here. Now you off and running. That's what we were talking about earlier. Building the trades, and then you can make as much money as you want, because we need this all the time. People need this all the time. So this is a company that they make a lot of products and they make it affordable for people to get to. No matter what industry that you're in, you're gonna find products on Vevor that, man, you're just gonna see the potential and money that you can be making with some of these items on here. Some of these, look at this, melting furnace. I want this right now. You know what I'm saying? You know how much money I can make with that right now. Another thing people don't think about, but could be a good business for an entrepreneur, an ultrasonic cleaning machine. Ultrasonic cleaning machine. Right now, jewelry stores used to offer this service where they can clean watches, jewelry, old coins, old metal, things like that. Well, you can do this from home, man. The ultrasonic cleaning machine, they have them, they range from anywhere between 50 to, like this one, $200 on a high end. But as you can see, though, they offer as low as $70. $70. And with a machine like this, you can just make money doing jewelry cleaning. You can clean glasses. You can clean almost anything metal with this, and it's going to restore it back to the original condition. So people who have auto body shops, people that deal with parts and things like that, they need this service. And this is something that you can offer right from home, right? You can do this right from your garage. So that's what I like about Vevor as a company, because a lot of the machines that they make, right, these are tools that you can use to do services, to start businesses, a little bit of everything, right? Look, they got a beer tap dispenser, meat slicer, all right? Look, portable mini fridge for the car. I started a business with that. Wire stripping machine. Wire stripping machine. What would I do with that? A wire stripping machine, I would sell copper, probably. I don't know. I have no idea what I would do with it. But I would find a hustle for it, right? And they sell a lot of machines and a lot of equipment for entrepreneurs so that you can use it and you can make some money. Look at this industrial sewing machine. Belt grinder and a sander, right? We use these in factories all the time, right? Polisher. You can make and you can manufacture from the crib. Where's the one machine? There's one machine that I sent, the meat slicers. You know what I mean? They got all type of things like that. Vegetable fruit slicers. Laser engraver. You can purchase that right from the crib. Vending machines for you. I mean, they literally make everything. Industrial things that you can use for business. Tools that you can use right now. They got a laser engraver, laser cutter right here. Literally everything that they have. Commercial refrigerators, espresso machines. They go to slushy makers. A lot of people are into the slushies right now and the drinks. They have several drink makers like this that you can get and you can purchase right from the crib and do it from your restaurant, your business, your home, whatever the case may be. I want this right now, the deep fryer. But this is one of my favorite companies. And if you know, you know. Look at this labeling machine, right? We don't have local labelers that'll label your products for you. You can start a business right from your home doing labeling. You can make money doing product labeling. There's a lot of entrepreneurs in the town that have to send their labels off, and they send them off to get printed. I run into them all the time. Right here, you could do a small labeler machine like this right here, and you can corner the market here for Jackson. Just think outside of the box, man. When you look at things like this and just think outside of the box and say, what can I do to make money with this machine or this tool or whatever the case may be. Look at this rotisserie grill right here. Yeah, that looks sick though. That don't look very healthy. That's nice. All my cooks out there. Look, they got a jewelry press. There's a machine right now that I seen that I want. Look, just the ice maker. It's cool too. $270. Easy hustle. Sell bags of ice. It's an easy hustle. Only take water. That's it. You can sell bags of ice. Bags of ice. A little bit of time you can pay off that investment, $269. A little bit of time you'll pay that off. This one of the machines that I seen on there that I thought would be cool for a young hustler, a young entrepreneur. A little bit of investment. Treat makers. If I was a treat maker, right up your alley. I mean, how cool is that? To make your own fresh donuts at the crib. I mean, and they have several kinds. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to certain levels, they got several kinds. You can make donuts from the crib. I thought that was pretty flat. But Vivor literally has everything. Literally everything. So check them out, man, because you'll be surprised what type of business idea you can find just by scrolling Amazon. Like, you don't know how many times that I just scroll Amazon and I look at something and I see, wow, I could literally start a business from this right here alone. This one machine. Just one machine, small investment, right? And now you got something going. Look at this. Machines that you can purchase right from the crib. Manual tile cutter, vacuum sealer, vacuum sealed products. If I was a cook, this would be my lane right here. Because one thing we know about people today, we don't want to cook. We don't feel like cooking. So why not sell prepared meals? You can meal plan. You can sell prepared meals. My restaurant owners, prepare for the future. I mean, it only makes sense, right? If I was a restaurant right now, instead of wasting food, I would sell prepared meals. Vacuum seal it, freeze them, and sell prepared meals already. That way I'm not wasting nothing. I mean, it could be something for you. It could be, button makers. Listen, this is a little machine you can buy right now. I mean, everybody's got $80 in their pocket. If you don't have $80, you can go DoorDash for one day. Literally, DoorDash for one day, and you will make $80. And you can buy this machine, right? Button maker. I mean, you can sell buttons to everybody. Everybody wants buttons, and they're cheap. They're cheap. There's something easy to do. You can sit at the crib and press and make those and easily make money with that machine. It's all about your drive and your effort and what you're willing to put into it, right? but you can do it. A wall smoothing. There was another item in here that I seen that you could start a business with right now that nobody else is doing. I'm gonna show you another one. There's another business on here that nobody else is doing. I seen this, I was like, yeah. And they're doing it in other cities, but they're not doing it here. They're not doing it here in Jackson. But bigger cities they are. Let me find it. And this is a hustle that somebody can do right now with maybe limited. You just do a little bit of research, a little bit of understanding of the tool and how it works, and you can start a business right now. Let me find it, man. Look at that. Diamond core drilling machine, man. That's crazy. Let me find it. I lost the machine. But as soon as I find it, I'm going to show you, man. This is a quick hustle that you can start doing right now. The screen printing machines, everybody been doing that, man. We don't want nothing like that. Something that somebody's been doing. We want something that nobody else is doing. Let me type it in. Right here. What? $53. For $53 right now. Dent remover kits. In bigger cities, they do this right in the parking lot of the flea markets, right in the parking lots of the malls. When you pull up, especially in Chicago, when I went to the Chicago flea markets, there was guys outside the flea market, and they would offer you to remove your dents out of your car while you shop. They would actually remove your dents out of your car while you shop. And those guys stay busy all day. All day. I don't know what they was charging, but I would pay to have a dent removed out of my car while I'm shopping. That's just me. And I think if I would, then other people probably would too. But easy tool that you can purchase. Right now, $54, and you can start a service. You could easily start a service. My young hustlers, fellas, especially if you're already doing like detailing already, this is now, this is an upsell charge that you can add. Not only can you make the money off of the detailing, you can be like, look, my guy, I can remove these dents that you got right here, and that's an upcharge. Or if you're a motivated hustler, you can offer this service now where we come to your door and remove any dent, right? Remove a dent right out of your, right at your door. Or pull-up service, drive-through service, whatever the case may be. But it's an easy hustle that you can make real quick just off of that kit. And they got all different types, of course. They top kits, $93. $93 for their top kit. What? Easy. Stud welder. $217. You can't beat that. Can't beat that. A lot of people need fabrication. A lot of people need repair work. So with a little bit of investment money, you can be off and running with a hustle. That's the point here of everything that I'm trying to show you. And these are all business ideas that nobody else is doing here. Nobody else is doing packaging, right? Nobody doing packaging companies. Right from the house. You literally can do this from your home. Literally. From your home. But how many entrepreneurs have to send their stuff off to get this stuff done? I know me, I make candles, right? And a lot of supplies I have to get from out of town, or I have to go out of state just for basic supplies. And packaging was always done by hand. I always had to package by hand. You can start a packaging company where you package and you do labels and you do, you know what I'm saying? You can do a little bit of everything. And the investment is not as much as you would think. I mean, look at this, $180 to fill liquids, nail polishes, perfumes, small bottles. You can do this from home. And it's not a business that you see a lot of people doing. Like, it's something different. Not too many people are doing that. It's just like I showed y'all the Vivor, the cleaning machine, the ultrasonic cleaners. Not many people are using those machines or buying those type of machines, right? They're thinking about other things. We like to think about the same thing that everybody else do. Everybody has a heat press, right? Everybody has a heat press. Everybody goes for the heat press, right? But there's other ideas, that there's other tools that we can use, and there's other businesses that can be had. If you just get on here and just start looking, man, I'm telling you, you'll find, that a lot of the machinery that we need to make money, it doesn't cost that much money, especially today. And if you're looking at starting up a business, check out Vivor as a company, because you'll be surprised, man. And they have a website. They have a website too that you can go directly, and you can find everything that they have as far as their products and things like that. But they make a lot of stuff that when I see it, I'm like, I can use this to make money, man. Look at this airless stand paint sprayer, $200. $200. Pond aerator. Pond aerator. That's different. With a Vivor car refrigerator. That's probably for camping living. Look at those garden raised boxes. I'd use those to grow vegetables, sell vegetables. That's a nice paint sprayer though, man. I keep seeing this. Man, I need this, man. Look at that, man. $250. How much money you'll make with this bad boy right here? You know what you're doing, man. It's like 500 for the plumber to even come. It's like 500 for the plumber to even show up, man. We're telling young cats, man, that's the industry to get into, man. Plumbing is the industry to get into for real. If you want to make some serious, legit money, like, plumbing is the way to go. But you can make a lot of money doing simple things like painting. You know what I mean? People don't want to paint by hand at all. And when you can paint a lot, fast, quick, and nice, people will pay for that. And this is a commercial type sprayer, so it ain't like buying one of them little cheap ones on Amazon and then thinking you're gonna start a business with it. No, that wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Show you another. Carpet cleaning too, man. That's a big industry you can start. I'm surprised they don't have any commercial ones. Super hustle right here. People don't want to pay for carpet cleaning, but that's one of the things we definitely need for sure. And if you're a young hustler, a young entrepreneur, you could start a carpet cleaning service. You'll kill a game. I promise you, you'll always be busy. I promise you, you'll always be busy. And learn how to do upholstery, because upholstery, you can learn how to clean drapes, um, couches, and things like that. You're gonna stay booked. You're gonna stay booked and busy. I hope this inspired y'all, man, because the whole idea is just to give you some quick ideas and show you how, just a little bit, how I take and find businesses or hustle ideas. You know, you have to use your resources that you have, and the internet is a valuable resource. You know, valuable resource for that for you. I get on here and I shop the Amazon. I type in things, and I just might see, what could I use this for? What can I make some money for? Look at this snow cone machine. Could make some money doing that. Hot chocolate machine drink dispenser. Commercial soda can sealer. Remember I was telling you about packaging. Packaging is huge. You can do this from home, man. A lot of people need packaging, and some people create their own things and they need packaging and they can't find it around here. So you can be doing it. Or if you're a company, you can be taking your business to the next level by offering another service or product, right? Right from the crib. I want this right now, the cotton candy machine, right now. Electric ice crushers, floor scrubbers, see? It's just money generating ideas, learning how to search the internet and find new money. Find new money. That's what I call it. Find new money. Find different ways that you can make income for yourself, right? How? Find a service. Find something that's not around here, that's not nobody else is offering, and you start creating that service yourself. Start creating that service yourself. Meat cutters. That's the service. That's a hustle for you too, man. People that understand steaks, if you can cut steaks and cut meat, you can purchase meat in bulk, right? Purchase meat in bulk and you cut it down, and then you can sell steaks. Get you a vacuum sealer, cut that meat down, and now you can sell steaks and you can beat everybody prices, because with you buying that meat in bulk, right, you're gonna save. And with them savings, now look, you can do something. You know, you could do something with it. Vacuum sealer, there you go. That's what you need right there. Look at yogurt maker. You can make yogurt from the crib. Commercial wine glass polisher. Sealing machines, you know, that's part of the packaging. Look at that commercial juicer. Fry cutters. Look at that. Shawarma grill. Jesus. Heat sealing machine. That's fire. Look at that. That's cool. Mini pancake maker. $118. Food dehydrator, man. Look at that, man. You can make and sell your own dried fruits, dried herbs, jerky, and you can make it from the crib. People like that right now. That would definitely go. You know, food dehydrator. Make your own jerkies and stuff. Commercial soybean maker, make your own milk. Look at the waffle skewer, that's fire. That's fire. Look at the nacho cheese dispenser. Okay. Key cutting machine. That's really kind of dead because you got machines at Walmart that cut keys for you, right? So key cutting probably kind of dead. But what other kind of hustles y'all see? Countertop hard ice cream maker. We got millions of ice cream places. Look at that hot dog machine, man. Look at that, man. That ain't nothing considering, man. 40 to 45 buns, sausages and buns, dogs and buns at one time. You sell out 2 days, it pays for the machine. You sell out 2 days and it pays for the machine. That's the type of investments that I like. You know, when I can see the money, like, oh yeah, this will come back fast. It'll come back quick. You know, but that's different. That's different. Food makers. I'm telling you, if you just just type in commercial machines, type in Vivor, type in things like that, man, and just start scrolling, man. You'll surprise yourself with how many businesses that you can find that you can create right from the crib. Look at this. Who don't like fresh roasted coffee, man? Automatic coffee roaster machine for home use. Now, see, I would take this roasting machine and create my own coffee beans, buy me a packaging machine, and package my own coffee right from the crib. Package my own coffee. Who don't like fresh coffee? Deep fryer filter. That's an oil changing machine. I offer a service going to restaurants cleaning their fryers. We'll clean your fryers for you. Pull up service. You know what I mean? Don't nobody want to clean their fryers. Food grinders. Commercial potato peeler. Jesus. That's a cool little hot dog joint. Smoothies. Fresh French fries. They've got a nice coffee roaster too. With that donut maker again, man. I keep seeing that one. I like that donut maker, man. That's a cool machine, man. Let's see. Let's find home manufacturing. We got any small home manufacturing machines? Yes. There we go. Look at that. That's a hustle for you right here. A kid can run this hustle right here. Making personalized products. A lot of people starting to do that now. I'm looking for stuff that people not doing. The hydraulic heat press. Air desktop CNC machine. Look at this. Candy makers. Chocolate coater. Coating machine. Make candy from the crib. Now, people are doing this, but they're not doing this at a high rate, right? A machine like this, you're gonna be able to manufacture these at a high rate, man. Phone case machines, man. This I would use. You could make a lot of money selling personalized phone cases. Just on Amazon alone, like all you had to do is buy the newest phone cases and create Phone cases with stars, sports athletes, anime stuff. They're gonna sell. They're gonna sell. Cloth cutting machine. Smart 3D nail printer. Yeah. Now that's different though. I ain't gonna lie. No, this could be a novelty business, right? Where it just instantly does your nails for you. Now this could be fire because you could put a lot of nail shops out of business right here, real quick. 20 seconds it does your nail. Man, that's a cheat code, ladies. That's a cheat code, man. That's crazy. See, the amount of businesses that you can create from your home, man, is endless. There are a lot of things that you can do on your own to make money, man. The possibilities is endless. Like literally endless. It just takes a little bit of creativity, some ingenuity, some researching, you know what I mean? Find out what's around you, what's available, and find something that people need and you fill that need. That's what a true hustler does. You find the demand and you find the product or you find the service because there's a demand for it. And then you get to it first before anybody else does. Look, we talked about this too, bookbinding. Bookbinding, man, that's an industry. A lot of people don't think about that, but a lot of people are still writing books. A lot of people are still making books, and they have to send their stuff off to Amazon. They have to send it everywhere else to make their books. But if we had a printer right here that could do bookbinding, man, that would be crucial. I'm sure you could make a couple of dollars doing that. Bookbinding right from the crib. Another binding machine. Told y'all, binding is going to be where it's at, man. Ribbon shoelace machine. I seen a sock making machine. Let me show y'all that. Now, I thought this was interesting because, I mean, they're not very expensive. You can get a small one for some like just play stuff, right? But I'm talking about starting a business, right? You starting a business, you want a real deal on, right? Bag sewing machine. What the heck is that? That's crazy. It's like the hand. They ain't showing me the commercial one. Where's the business boy at? Man, they got a machine basically that'll weave socks for you. I don't know what the machine is called, man. But it looks like this though. But there's a commercial one. That's what I was trying to find. And it'll basically just sit there and make you socks all day. I said, that's what I need. I want to make socks, man. And it's cheap too. To sell socks is cheap. To make them is cheap. There goes one $106. That'll make you socks.
This is a review on the Addy Express knitting machine. It's a 22-pin needle machine, and it's really a game changer. You can make so many projects with this thing. It has a nice little counter off to the side,
I
It
want to
also
get you made
has the
hats
yarn
too.
feeder and the 22 pins that go all the way around. So I can go ahead and crank the machine nice and smooth. You can make amazing projects with this. It does have 3 black needles and the rest of them are all white. And as you can see, when you turn, your counter will keep track of the rows that you've made. You can make so many projects with this thing. I really love it. I've made things just as unique as a pumpkin. You can make purses, scarves, beanies, all kinds of amazing projects. You can get creative on the type of stitches that you want.
Look, that's $106, man. $106. You can sell hats, scarves, right from the crib. But they got a bigger version, man. I'm talking about they got a bigger version. I don't know what they call that machine, but it's huge. It's huge. If y'all notice one thing, you'll see there's a lot of CNC machines, engraving machines, and 3D printers because that's the new wave. If you haven't played with a 3D printer yet, I suggest you play with one, man. Look at that, man. Nail in minutes, man. How much money could I make with these ladies? Where I could print any kind of nail you want on your nails in 10 seconds. Jesus. In 10 seconds. How much nails cost? $70? About $70. They done phased out the nail technicians. Damn. They done phased out the nail technicians. Salon quality nail art anytime, anywhere. 10 seconds. And you can upload the design you want. Man, you'll kill a game with that. You'll kill it. Ladies, take your tax money and buy one of those. You'll kill the game with that. Let me stop giving you all of these free gems, man. Get on here and do some research, man. Get out here and find you some products to invest in, man. Find you a hustle. Find something, man. That's just the whole goal, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this edition of the Community Soldier Podcast, man. If you're just tuning in, man, rewind this joint because it's been a day. It's been a day, man. We had a good episode, though, man. We went through a lot. We talked about a lot of stuff. Hope y'all enjoyed, man.